Hot Springs Village Inside Out is a closer look at the greatness of Hot Springs Village, Arkansas, and the surrounding areas. People, places, experiences. Hot Springs Village is one of the most beautiful places on earth. Join me, Randy Cantrell, and my co-host, Dennis Simpson, as we engage in weekly conversations to explore Hot Springs Village Inside Out. RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village, the award-winning RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village, is the largest real estate office inside the village with over 30 full-time agents and support staff. Visit them to learn more about this beautiful place to solve your real estate needs. Call them today at 1-800-364-9007 or find them online at explorehsv.com. They are RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village at 1-800-364-9007 or online at explorehsv.com.
And yet another Inside Out with Miss Clara. Clara's going to tell us a real estate update. How have you been, Miss Clara?
I have been great. Thank you, Dennis. You know, it's 2023.
Already.
And it's sunny outside. A little bit cold.
It was warm and sunny. Now it's just sunny.
It's just sunny. We'll take it. I'll take it.
Now, and hang on, I'm going to, because it's winter, okay, and not everything's about real estate every day, okay?
Right.
But if I'm not mistaken, I think that it's winter and somebody's going to be getting on a boat in the next few days. Is that right? Maybe?
Maybe. It's funny. I've ran across several people who are all going on a cruise. I met 3 people going on the same exact cruise at the same exact time. Not me. I'm not included in it. And they're all going around the Horn. I was like, how did I miss out on that one? I'm kidding. That does not interest me today, but I just thought it was interesting that so many people from our community are doing the same exact cruise at the same time. So
yeah, I literally just got back this morning from Christ of the Hills and was working with Kathy there, and she was like, "Yeah, we loved, even just 3 or 4 days at sea." She went from Galveston to Cancun, and tell me, just say it as a Coast Guard girl who spent a lot of time on the water.
I did. What
does it do for you? What does it do to your soul?
I think there's something about the water that just and I hate to use the term, the motion of the ocean. There's some calming effect on that. There's some relaxing. I personally like it because you have to unplug. There's no proverbial phone line attached to the shore where you're always plugged in. Now you can stay plugged in as much as you want to or as little as you want to, but it's just a different atmosphere, and there's nothing wrong with that. We all need a mental break.
I remember, and this would be back in the 80s and 90s. I remember a friend of mine, and I thought this was fascinating. He said he was going to get on a tanker and he was going to write a book, and he was going to southern Chile on a petroleum tanker, and it was going to be something like $50 a day or something. But he said it just cleared his palate. The seawater, the sea spray, the ocean, it cleanses the palate in some ways.
It does. I think there's a lot of people that like to have gardens and put their hand in the dirt and stuff. I think there's something grounding to be on a beach or be in the sunshine or be on the water. I think they have some similar properties, and we all have those things that we favor.
Yeah, well, I think it like you say, it reconnects us, and then maybe that's why we're in Hot Springs Village. Maybe.
Yes, it is. That's why it's always awesome to come home. You go through those gates and you just take that deep breath. You go, okay, I'm home now. Isn't
that the one ubiquitous thing about the entire village? It doesn't, 19,000 people, 26,000 acres, 34,000 homeowners or property owners. Mm-hmm. And we all go when we come in the gates. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is.
I don't either, but I don't care what time of the day it is. It doesn't matter what the weather is. Doesn't matter if it's raining or even foggy at times or anything. It's just that welcoming. I made it through the gates. I know the comfort of home. It's kind of like that nice pair of leather shoes that you like to wear, or those slippers or whatever. It's just that comforting feeling that we love.
And you're home. And for I don't think, and we haven't discussed this on the real estate show, but I don't think that we can express how safe it is. You and I take that for granted. I know we do.
Yeah.
it's a super, super safe place. That said, tell us what the real estate market's like in this super safe place.
Well, glad you asked. I've been working on end of year stats, or our 2022 stats, just to see how we wrapped up the year, and some interesting numbers. And we talked about it last year, but our average price per home sold has actually gone up. It went up about $50,000.
Average 50,000?
Average. In 21, it was at 280,000 for the average sold. And in 22, it was 321,000. That actually makes it about 41,000, but that's a significant amount. And when you multiply that times the fact that our home count sold was less, we were still in about the same area, because
Really?
we sold higher value real estate, or our average was higher, even though our count was lower. Our actual sold didn't suffer too much from that. But I find it interesting that for December, we're talking December 22, our homes sold was down 52%.
Wow.
That's a big number.
Well, and it's never lost on me. You look at the economy. I'm always listening to programs like Marketplace on public radio and stuff like that, and trying to get a pulse, a feel for what's really going on. And I think part of it, that I always went up back when I was a kid. I remember they were starting to measure the Consumer Confidence Index, the CCI.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought, why does it matter what we think? Because our pocketbooks are directly tied to what we think.
Absolutely.
We think interest rates are astronomical. Not really, are they? I mean,
well, they have gone up over the past 6 to 8 months. Absolutely. And then that 30-year conventional mortgage, yeah, we're still at the high sixes. I looked earlier today, we're 6.7, 6.8. But it's interesting where the good money is if someone needed to get a mortgage. The 15-year note was down to 5.7. So that would be something for someone to consider, that price difference between a 30-year mortgage at a percentage plus higher to a 15-year mortgage. I thought, okay, 5.7, that's not so bad. That's still 2.5 points lower than the first house I bought. So
wow.
I thought it wasn't too bad. So
well, and here's the deal. Even 6 is historically not that bad. I mean, we've been so spoiled. 2%, 3%, 4%.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. This is not based in reality, people. Really? That's government fluctuations to try and make things happen. And it made things happen. All right. It got them going.
It did.
And I guess my picture here is, and by the way, I want to draw a clarification, and you made a good point. I want to just hang a hat on it for a minute. If you want to buy money, buy a 30-year note. If you want to buy your house, buy a 15-year note. Is that fair enough?
Yeah, if you're capable of managing that 15-year note, it'll get you through the note quicker, and at a lower interest rate, so you're paying more on your principal than your interest in the long run. So it depends upon your financial position. And I always tell folks, talk to your financial planner, see what they're going to recommend for you. But better money right now is in that 15-year note, and it traditionally has been, but it's significant right now.
Well, we have Shane Lester on the program sometimes, who's a mortgage broker out of Little Rock. Mm-hmm. And he was saying that a lot of people are buying down points. Remember, we used to do that years ago.
Oh, yeah.
You could buy down your loan and not a bad idea, I guess. Well, once again, talk to your financial advisor. That's the best advice.
Totally. That's where it should be. That, anytime you're going to talk about legal matters, talk to your lawyer. You want to talk about financial matters, talk to your financial person. That way you get the straight scoop as to what they want you to do.
Exactly. And I'll make note real quick. We're talking about existing sales, existing mm-hmm. homes primarily. Right. Mm-hmm. Tell us about new homes. I mean, Renaissance and others, they're still building, right?
Oh, absolutely. We still have the custom market stronger than ever, and the spec home market stronger than ever. We've got Renaissance that's in Pacifica Villas. They've got a handful of houses. I think there's 7 houses on the ground right now. And that really has it in that, I call it that medium price point. But we know that our average price per sold home has been in the 320s. And these brand new homes are not much north of that. Brand new home, east end of our community, desirable, right off DeSoto. Pick which one you want to be in. And that's what Renaissance has it going on. And we've got other builders building right along, keeping pace right here in Hot Springs Village. Lots of new construction going on.
And these are not, and pardon the term, these are not run-of-the-mill houses. These are really pretty houses. Brandon builds a great house.
Absolutely. Top quality finishes. And, you know, I love Brandon and everything he's doing, but it's amazing how many builders are building in the village right now. Matter of fact, looks like we pulled 130 new construction permits in 22.
130.
Yeah.
Tell me how we compare to the national average. What do you see going on outside the gates?
Well, you know, we have a tendency to fall behind the national average. It kind of seems like it takes a little bit longer for things to trickle down here to Hot Springs Village. And we are so blessed because often we have folks coming in here with hard cash looking to do that buy, looking to do that purchase, but not always. I mean, people are moving money around. We see a lot of 1031 like kind exchanges and things like that where people are moving their money from other areas. We're able to get out at a good dollar and move here. So we're seeing that, but we typically follow the national average. We typically follow them, but not at the same pace.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like, okay, our North America's best kept secret ends up getting things a little bit later than everyone else does. So.
Well, it reminds me of one of my favorite South Arkansas jokes. You'll appreciate this. We live so far back in the woods that we didn't get Saturday Night Live till Monday morning. and we didn't always get it then, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
and that's, you know, but as Mark Twain would always say, every time somebody always told him they were just a good old country boy, he reached around and make sure he still had his wallet.
No doubt. No doubt.
Well, any other stats that we need to know, or what's the story there?
Well, the only other thing I'd add is we're going to start the new year. We've got just under 100 listings on the market. This is not our escape or take backup offers. We've got about 97 on the market right now. And interesting note, we have one home on the market under 100,000. We have 3 homes on the market over 800,000. I just thought that was interesting.
3.
Yeah. Traditionally, you know, we would have several townhomes or several entry-level homes, some of the smaller homes, but those price points have inched up or they're selling as quickly as they're coming on the market. So I thought it was interesting that we've got more at that upper end than we do at that lower end right now. Just an interesting segue.
And you know, and Clara, and you and I talk a little bit before these things, but we certainly don't have this mapped out. And I'm going to go a little deeper here. Do you think that's where the village is moving? Do you think we're moving? I don't know that upscale is the word, but do you think we're moving up market?
I don't know about that. It would be hard to say, you know, without my crystal ball in front of me, you know, looking at the crystal ball. I think folks are looking for the right size home, and that differs from family to family. And they're looking for the right finishes for that family. As a matter of fact, I was looking at a home the other day, not looking at it. We actually have started Caravan again. We actually Caravan our new listings on Wednesday. And a thought I had at one of the homes is, oh, this is a wonderful home, but I don't care for the size of the garage. So those are some of the complexities that people are dealing with. They might need more storage. They might need that craft room. They might need that woodworking room. They might need something special in that avenue. Or they might just want that home that's going to be easy to maintain, low maintenance yard, not too large of a size. So I think you've got the complexity of both sides. I do think folks seek out that beautiful lakefront home. They want to be able to entertain family, friends, grandkids, you know, host, you know, big parties and big family gatherings. I think every one of us gets there in our lives at some point in time, but I think we shift from there to something more manageable at some point in time. So I don't think we appeal to one or the other market. I think we appeal to all markets in that regard.
And I agree. I see where you're going with that. Do you think that we have, let me make my statement and you prove or disprove or whatever. It seems to me, and this is not a market up, market down market thing. This is just an observation. It seems to me our demographics have changed dramatically over the last 2 years. I would say, and let me split that hair with you. Well, here, okay. Before the pandemic, vice president of the computer club, the technology club now, 438 members. We used to fill the Coronado Center every Wednesday night, or every one Wednesday night a month. We now have 80 members. Okay. Is that because we're not doing our job? We're offering the same courses we've always offered. And unfortunately, it's the same instructors, but that said, it's very clear to me, we have a new crowd that doesn't need technology. It's not as new to them. They brought it with them. They didn't have come here and have to learn technology. Am I making sense?
Yeah, I hear you, but I think it's interesting. I think all organizations are feeling that same issue. And I don't know if some of it's pandemic. I don't know if some of it is just a different demographic, like you said. I had the pleasure of speaking to the Thursday morning Rotary yesterday, and I have. It's been awesome. I've spoken to them several times before. We've met in Casa de Carta before. We've met at Good Samaritan back when they were meeting in the dining room. And boy, let me tell you, the complexity of that room has changed dramatically, much like what you mentioned about the computer club. And I don't know that pandemic didn't do some of this.
I think the pandemic did do some of it. I kind of still hope. I know how this is impacting churches. And
Yeah.
I don't even care where you come down on religion, and I'm not being derogatory of that in any way. But the one of my favorite scriptures is, do not deny the assembling of yourselves. People need to be together. If that's Rotary, if it's church, if it's pickleball, I don't care. Man was not meant to be alone. We're social animals. We need to talk to other animals. And the pandemic, yeah, we're talking now, but we talk all the time in other words too. Yeah, we can use technology, but it's, it's, in my opinion, you'll appreciate this. I just got back from lunch with Ken Unger. Okay. Now, I've had Ken on the show probably 5 or 6 times. Fascinating guy, extremely intelligent, senior Olympics finalist. I mean, just a super incredible guy. Haven't seen him face to face twice in my life till today. Okay. And he kept looking at me going, you look short, tall. You don't, I'm like, yeah, I know. We don't look the same on screen. I got it. But it wasn't lost on me again that there's just no substitute for personal human interaction. And I thought after the pandemic slowed down some, I thought we might see a roaring back to those associations and groups, but we're just not seeing it yet, are we?
I don't believe that we are. And on the flip side of that, this isn't a plug, but I have Village Concert Association tickets for tonight to go see Absolute Queen. And I'm confident that all 625 of those seats will be full. So I'll get some association time in tonight. So I do think that we are getting back to what is normal for us and getting out and being social. But I just think we're picking and choosing what those social times look like.
Yeah, that makes a great point. Anyway, I'm enough philosophizing. Hey, and I wanted to mention something. Just note, the Rotary has asked me to speak, and I've talked to the Rotary before about high-speed internet and so forth, but they never asked me back, and they've asked you back. Oh well, I just was bringing that up. We'll talk about that later.
Well,
Hot Springs. I'm sorry.
You're funny.
Clara, it is always a delight. Did you have something else? I'm sorry.
No, sir, not at all.
Yes, you do. You just don't want to say it. For Hot Springs Village Inside Out, I'm Dennis Simpson. She's Clara Nicolosi. We will see you after the cruise.
RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village. The award-winning RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village is the largest real estate office inside the village with over 30 full-time agents and support staff. Visit them to learn more about this beautiful place to solve your real estate needs. Call them today at 1-800-364-9007 or find them online at explorehsv.com. They are RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village at 1-800-364-9007 or online at explorehsv.com. Thanks for listening to another episode of Hot Springs Village Inside Out, a podcast where Hot Springs Village, Arkansas is the star. Please subscribe to the podcast. You can do that by visiting our website, hsvinsideout.com, and tell a friend.